What it do, what it do. It's your boy Von Ho, y'all. Welcome in. Namaste to my spiritually inclined. Grand rising to all of those melanated culture. Konnichiwa. Que transa. And hello, good morning to all of those else. It's your boy, man. I wanted to introduce myself. I wanted to introduce my book, something I feel like I should have done quite some time ago. It's been out for, I want to say, 2 or 3 months now. And I don't know, I guess life's been so busy. I forgot that this was my goal. I almost forgot that this was what I'm trying to do and what I wanted to do with my life and how I'm going to go about my life. You know what I mean? Let me fix this up real quick. Boom. Had to fix that, my bad. But this is what I wanted to do in my life. This is who I want to be. I want to be an author. I want to be a creative. I want to be an artist. I want to be my own person. I don't want to work for companies. I don't want to fall into the manufacturing line. I've been to school. I went to Atlanta Tech for automotive technology, graduated. Heading on to SCAD is my next goal. I'd like to go to Savannah College of Art and Design for industrial design. Really, simply to invent. I want to be the greatest inventor I can be. I want to create art and pieces and masterpieces and all of those above. And I feel like this is my first masterpiece. It is a life guide. I don't even want to say it's a self betterment book. It is 233 pages of all I got to give. It is a father's guide to maneuver in the outside world, man, to maneuver in the universe. I grew up with a single parent, with a single mother. I, in fact, did not have a father, and as I became a father, I realized how hard it actually is for men to be fathers for many reasons, many different reasons. And I understand now, and I can honestly say I get it. I get why my dad chose to walk away. You know, I do know him now. He's always been at arm's length. I'd say that much. I've always known his name. I always knew who he was. You know, like most of us, I was just poisoned to believe that he was this person that didn't want to do for me simply because he didn't want to give his finances to another person. Which, when you say that out loud, who? Who does? Man, woman, child. Who wants to give their finances to another person that's not a bill that they don't have absolute control with? I know for me, simply, I'm not giving up no money for time for a space in my daughter's life. No way. I'm if I'm gonna give up my money, then I'm giving it for all of it. I want her in my house, in her room that I bought for, in her bed that I bought for, and the clothes that I bought for, and you know what I mean. You can come see her if that's the case. You know what I mean. You can get her on the weekends, or we could split the 4-3 schedule and do every other weekend, or however the case may be. But I want to raise her by my own hands. You know what I mean. Especially when I have to afford her. No way should we ever, any person, have to afford anything that they don't get full rights over. You know what I mean? I've never understood why moms feel like they love their kids more than dads. Or like why man has to fight to raise their kid in the first place. Has to argue, has to question, has to wonder. Like that, things like that don't make sense to me because in my mind, as an adult, co-parenting is mandatory. I don't care how much we get along or don't get along, or you know what I mean. Talk to me respectfully. I'm gonna talk to you respectfully. And to be honest, a hundred percent of the time, the only time we are gonna talk is about this kid. 100% of the time, if it's really that bad. You know what I mean? And we should always be able to find some type of compromise, because at the end of the day, it's not our decision. We can always go, okay, well, what do you want, little kid? What do you want to do? We couldn't decide, and it's becoming an argument. So hey, what do you want to do? Are they not a person? Are they not capable of saying, I want to go with mom, or I want to go with dad, or I want to go with mom for 2 days and I come back to dad's for 2 days? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know why we treat children like they're not little people, like they're not little adults that we're trying to raise into adults. Of course, we section off things and we make sure they get them at the proper timings. You know what I mean? We never want our children to be adults before their time. So of course we prepare them in timely manners, and as age and experience grows, we give them more and more of the adult things so that they become proper adults, because little arrogant kids grow up to be little spoiled asshole adults. And I never understood how we haven't got that concept yet. I never understood how we would even allow one sided raising of a child, to speak about it. I can't stand the systemic way they still propaganda black men, as if it's our fault why our community is somehow being birthed to single kids. And first and foremost, we're systemically stifled from truly gaining any type of financial ground in every way. In every way, for all the way down to our music. They teach us from a young age that there's only specific ways as black men we're really going to make that 7 figure, high 6 figure mark. You see what I'm saying? And most of those ways ain't always legal. And if they are legal, then you gotta be the 1 in 600. You see what I'm saying? The 1 in 600 million. Boy, I mean, I can go on for days. I can go on for days. But what I'm here to speak about is the fact that I believe if there's not going to be fathers in the home, then at least the father's information should be in the home, which is exactly why I wrote this book and exactly what this book is. Two reasons, two major reasons I wrote this book. One, my daughter. I wanted to make sure that if I didn't have a chance to actually teach her and raise her the way that I wanted to by my hands, then my information for her, then everything I want to give her is at least in some sort of compact form that she can read about and say, okay, I get it. I don't get it. You know what I mean? And that's okay. You see what I'm saying? We are all at different. We all live different lives. I hate the saying common sense, because nothing is really common in humanity. You see what I'm saying? If you're Asian and I'm Hispanic, or you're black and I'm white, I'm pretty sure there's some common units, because we're all human. We're all living a human experience. But the commonalities in how we were raised, the things we do, how we do them, not even close to common, bro. Not even close to common. So I don't I try my best to stay away from things like common sense, and you should know that already, because I don't know what you know. I don't know how you were raised. I don't know what kind of background you come from. But what I do know is when you're around me, you're gonna treat me and my environment as such, or just don't come around me. That's as simple as I can get with that. But again, that was the first reason. The second reason was because, again, I grew up in a single parented home, and I'm first generation American. My mother came from Jamaica, landed in America August 11th, 1982. The perfect time for investment, for growing, for what we see here today in 2025. A lot of companies were growing, and were at very low market values at that point, to where if you got in, man, you won lucky something gun, bruh. You know what I mean? So I say that to say, if I feel like if my mother was around better people, was around better information, real information, if she had this book or any book like it, um, she could have did so much more, in her mindset could have been so much more enthused and more ambitious in a grounds of interpersonal. I feel like so many people think, especially from that generation, that independence is the goal. Independence is not the goal. Independence is the minimum. To be independent is the minimum requirement in today's society, in all society, always. You should always be able to take care of yourself. But to be interdependent is the goal. To understand, to know that two heads are better than one, that there's no possible way that I myself as a man can be the greatest I can be without a woman. You see what I'm saying? It's impossible for me to fathom that thought. I need a woman because I need that half. We all have XY chromosomes. You see what I'm saying? As men, I believe women have XX. I believe it is. But either way it goes, as men, we need that other half. We need that feminine. We need that daughter, that mother, that grandmother, that woman, that cousin, that sister in our life to make sure that we are healthy, masculine creatures. You see what I'm saying? Because masculine, so many people in this generation especially forget and don't realize that masculine is feminine, bro. To be a warrior in the garden is the goal. It is not to be a gardener at war. It is to be a warrior. It is to know that violence is capable, but it is the absolute last resort. It is the absolute last outcome because that is for safety measures. That is for making sure that me and mine survive. You see what I'm saying? Make sure that it is capable, but it is never to be used for anything but defense. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like we lose that. We somehow have lost our mannerisms. I feel like society's going down the toilet bowl, bro. In so many ways, and I can't speak for other cultures and other places, but in here in America, yo, materialism, celebrityism, um, morals, values, yo, there's so many things that I feel like we've lost in the last two generations, 3 generations. And I don't know if it's I don't know what the cause is. And I'm sure that somewhere on some team or some project board they dapping each other up and shaking hands and congratulating each other because they did it. They did exactly what they wanted to do 50 years ago, 60 years ago, and they set us apart. And I see in today's demographic where it's like we forget that yes, men and women are completely different, but we absolutely need each other. We can't. A man can't rise without a woman. You see what I'm saying? A man can't really be at his fullest greatness without a woman, and I don't mean intimacy. And I mean, so many people relay that to intimacy, and no, I just mean a strong woman. I just mean a mother, a grandmother, a sister, a cousin, somebody, a female that gives him that energy and holds him accountable on his ego, because that's where we go wrong as men. We go wrong with this ego. You see what I'm saying? And I speak highly on the man's sake because again, this book is a father's guide. You see what I'm saying? I can only speak from my experience, and my experience has been all male, has been all black male my whole life. So I say that to say, don't take anything I say in this book as hardcore. You have to do it this way. This book is, like I said, a guide. It's a life Bible to continuously come back to make sure you're doing things at the bare minimum way. I'd say that this book is a minimum. This is how you should minimally be respecting yourself, be understanding emotional intelligence, financial intelligence, and that all of these things are encompassed in this book. We're gonna get into that in just a second. I'm about to scroll through here and show y'all my chapters. And honestly, we could just do that right now. We can get to it. Here we go. Javan Young, Lessons Learned, The Father's Guide to Maneuvering the Outside World. Um, Here we go. Copyrights. We're not going to worry too much about that. We're going to kind of scroll through that. Um, a quote I wrote: to live your best life means to make the best decision. The only way to do that is with the best information. Change your mind, and you can change your entire life. I myself have been diagnosed with ADHD combination type. I've had it my whole life. It has always been a fluster for me. I've always felt like a late bloomer. I've always felt like I had no discipline, I had no determination. Even when my ambition, even when I wanted things so badly that I would literally just like isolate myself to focus in on it. I would hyper focus in on it, and I would like out of sight, out of mind, and forget everything else. Um, at 26 when I had my daughter, we had like this telepathic moment. I never forget. So my daughter was born August 12th, 2016. I'm in Atlanta. The mother of my child is in Tampa. She wasn't supposed to be born down there. We had she was in Atlanta. We were living in Atlanta, and we had a discussion. And her and her family were not close at all. She couldn't stand her mama. She said her aunties had like robbed her. It was a whole bunch of family drama. And I, as being from Connecticut, I don't think I said that I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut. I'm 1,000 miles away, so my family's not close at all. I got one sister here in Atlanta, but my family's not close at all. So we had a discussion. We sent her down there. She was really just supposed to. I mean, I know what babies do for black families. I don't know what it is, but it just kind of brings them together in a weird way. Even if they don't, even if they aren't able to like mend everything, the coexistence becomes a reality. Um, so again, they didn't get along too well. Sent her down there to kind of rekindle some things. It worked pretty well because now they're her whole backbone, her whole system, which is awesome. I would go down there. I'd go to the get a room at the Stadium Hotel. We'd spend a couple nights together at a time. And I guess she was down there and it was stressing her out to a point where it was stressing her and the baby. And it was like I was just like, hey, well, shit, we gonna get you back. Stay for one more week. We gonna get you back up. I'm gonna drive down, come get you, yada yada. That same week, cause what it was I actually went down to the Stadium Hotel. Again, we stayed the night, or I stayed the weekend. Tears and all the good stuff, emotions, yada yada. I want to come back. I'm ready to get back. I don't want to be here, yada yada. So I was like, all right, bet I'm gonna come back next weekend, come get you. Because she had a job the whole nine. She wanted to get one more paycheck in. Cool. Preemie, she called me up. Wake me up. I can't even remember what time it was. I think it was like 7 something, 6 something, or she was at work already. So it was early. It was like 7:38 maybe. She's on the way. What you mean? Again, my daughter's a preemie. Born. What was it? 4 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, 6 weeks early. Um, Maybe a little longer. I got exact numbers, but I'm kind of on a rant here, so I want to keep it going. Um, Damn, almost lost myself. Yeah, so she born preemie. Hey, they got to cut her out. Yada yada. I immediately jump in the car. I'm in Tampa, 10 o'clock. Baby ain't been out the belly a smooth 30 minutes, hour. I'm in Tampa. You see what I'm saying? I'm at the women's hospital. I walk in and I'll never forget her cousin and her sister catch me in the elevator. Mind you, I don't know any of her family. I've never seen them, never met them, and they're younger girls. So I'm in the elevator. I don't know. I don't. It was so random how they caught me. I'm in the elevator. I walk in the elevator first. They walking behind me. They staring at me, and I'm feeling stupid awkward. We going to like the sixth, seventh floor. Like we going up there. It's just us. These two, they're young, underage, and they're staring at me. One of them finally goes, "You Javan, right?" And I'm super scared. I'm like, "Huh? Yeah. Why? What? Oh, yeah, you my sister." And I'm like, Oh God, thank God. Thank goodness. I thought this was some sort of setup. Yeah, oh yeah, you my sister. She showed us pictures of you, yada yada. She over here, you feel me? So they take me to the room. I give her the beer and the balloon I got in the gift shop, all the nice stuff. Oh, she's downstairs. Cool. So, we get her in the wheelchair, we go downstairs. They're like, yeah, she hasn't opened her eyes yet. She hasn't talked to no, or she hasn't really opened her eyes yet. She's moving. She's yada yada. Mind you, this kid is busy. We walk in the room. She in a little box in the incubator box. I don't know what to call it. She in the box, and as soon as I walk in, I see her little face, and she looks just like my mother. Oh my gosh, she got my slick hair and looked just like my mama, bruh, with the yellowest skin I've ever seen in my life. And as soon as I say that's my baby, she opens her eyes and turns around, and everybody, oh my God, she opened her. I knew she was gonna open her eyes, yada yada. Everybody kind of just going a little nuts about it. Cause again, this is the first time she opened her eyes. The doctor like, oh yeah, you could touch her, yada yada, wash your hands, all the good stuff. So everything calms down. Everybody leaves the room. It's just me and her in the room. And at this point, she had kind of rolled back to on her back. Get out of here, right? My bad, my cat jumped on me, y'all. She had kind of rolled on her back. And then kind of I grab her little hand, you know what I mean, and I'm messing with her hand and her finger. I don't necessarily want her to grab me. I'm still like nervous. Get out. My bad, y'all. My cat doing stuff. Um, yeah, again, I don't want her to necessarily, have that finger grab moment yet. And as I'm messing with her hand, she like just immediately grabs it. Like I couldn't even avoid it. My cat keep jumping on me, y'all. I couldn't avoid it. And when she did it, she turned her head over and she looked me square in my face. And we just had this telepathic moment where she was just like, "You not my dad," and turned back over. And my heart dropped in my chest the way I heard it and the way I felt it. I don't care if y'all believe me or not, or if y'all understand the moment, but I really had that coming to moment, because I knew what she meant. This was my kid, hands down. I never questioned it. I never needed a DNA test, anything like that. I knew that this was my kid, but I also knew what she meant. And I wasn't. At 26 years old, I was not ready to be a father. And of course, this wasn't a planned pregnancy of any kind. Um, I wasn't ready to be a dad. I wasn't ready to be her dad. I didn't have the information I needed. I didn't have what I needed. And I'll never forget. I didn't even go back upstairs. I went back out to the car, and I realized I had locked the keys in the car. I was moving so fast. I was so nervous. I locked the keys in the car. So you feel me? I had AAA. I called AAA. They say they're on the way, and I never forget. I'm laying on the windshield like this, just staring into the sky, like, yo, I'm a dad now. I got a kid, and my kid knows I'm not even the man. I'm not the man I need to be. I'm not the man I want to be. Um, and I set myself on a mission from that day to truly become who I am now, and who I'm trying to become even more, and who I need to be to truly be where I need to be when she hits these landmarks like 13, 16, 18. You see what I'm saying? To truly give her what I know I need to give her at these age marks, what all things I put in this book. Um, yeah, so that's why I wrote this quote. That moment, that telepathic conversation we had changed my mind forever. It really did. It really sparked something in me. That helped me. That helped me be more than I was. And that's a whole nother video. I give y'all that one day, on who I was and what I believed in and things of that nature. But to move on as we get into the contents, the forward, the preface, acknowledgments from the author. First chapter, chapter 1, greetings and salutations. Section 1, say hello. Section 2, body language. Section 3, etiquette. Section 4, how to be a little more impactful. As you can see, this section is all about manners and etiquette. I feel like, again, somewhere in phones becoming mini computers and social media becoming the new age employer, the new age quick starter entrepreneur pack. We lost etiquette. We became so social media driven. Excuse me if I look occupied. I'm petting my cat that decided to jump on my lap and sleep on my body right now. But somewhere between all of those things, we lost how to say good morning. We forgot how to say goodbye properly without ghosting people. We forgot not to use the phone at the counter or to let elderly women sit before any of us. You see what I'm saying? I can be a bit biased on the pregnant women and things like that. You see what I'm saying? I'm chivalrous, but I'm optional. I'm not gonna lie. If you're a 16, 17-year-old pregnant girl, I'm letting you stand. That's a choice you made, little fast ass girl. But if you're an elderly woman, you get in that seat, hands down. I'm not even gonna question it. Not even gonna question it. You see what I'm saying? So again, you can be biased, you can be yourself. There's no rules to life. But to have some manners, to have some social etiquette will go so much further than having good grades. Than being likable will get you further than being smarter. I say than being smart. I'll say that much. Being likable will get you so much further than being smart. Cause no one really knows you're smart. You see what I'm saying? Smartness in education and intellect and all of those things that fall under that umbrella only are known once you start to divulge that. And cat, bro. My bad, yo. My cat being bad, y'all. Excuse me. Folks, move, you little crapper. My cat trying to get stuff out the garbage, y'all. I apologize. I apologize for that, y'all. But yeah, social etiquette. First things first. Chapter 2, cover your drink. Heading to the party. Section 1, heading to the party. Section 2, at the function. Section 3, drugs you should try. Again, I'm a dad. I'm a real dad. I'm a real person. I lived a real life. Hard knock. I come from the back alley courses. I am not going to expect any child of mine. I am not going to expect any child of the world to not be curious. I would rather teach my children everything there is to know about the streets so that if they ever run into it or see it, they understand what there is and what there is not to do. They understand the authority. They understand the fear that they should have or shouldn't have. You see what I'm saying? Being aware, being self-aware in your environment is all about chapter 2. It's all about what chapter 2 is. Being safe in your environment, being outside and having fun and doing things that are a bit intoxicating or are a bit what can I say elevating in ways are not uncommon. You know what I mean? The prohibition didn't last for a reason. You see what I'm saying? We as people, we do what we need to do on a daily basis. So I fault no one for having any vices or for doing anything ever in life. But again, I'd rather teach you than you to learn it from Tom, Dick, or Harry. Chapter 3, location, location, location. Section 1, learning the city. Section 2, rooming 101, a good roommate. Section 3, space, transition, and the freedom to grow. Section 4, bills and utilities. Again, I was never taught, I was taught how to move around. I was taught how to, uh, get around. I never found myself lost. I never found myself in a bad neighborhood. I never found myself in a neighborhood I couldn't navigate, um, simply because of location, location, location. Learning how to be in the city, having roommates. I've had plenty of roommates, from good ones to bad ones, to the worst ones where cops get called, where things are stolen, and you see what I'm saying. And I'd rather prepare my children and the children of the world and adults coming into America and adults going into any country or any dorm housing or any roommate situation to know what they should and shouldn't be doing. Because you would think, again, it's common, but it's not. It's not, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be common, but it does have to be taught. It does have to be taught, and I don't see it being taught. So here we go. Bills and utilities, major. You are not an adult in this world until you start having some bills and utilities in your name. Taxation, taxation. We all know it. We all see it. We all understand it, and gotta pay it. So I want to teach my kids and anyone and everyone about it. Chapter 4, Hunger Games, the store. Section 1, the store. Section 2, SNAP and coupons. Section 3, home gardening. There was never a time where I went to the store with my mom and she said, "Okay, boy, this is how you shop for the house." I moved out. I've been on my own since about 16, 17. Went from sleeping on, family members' couches and friends of the family's couches to having my own space and learning how to navigate that, learning how to buy toiletries, how to buy necessities, how to eat, how to fund fooding. You see what I'm saying? Especially through them college days, them early college age days, that 18 to 20 mark, 21 mark, where you're really just fresh into the world and you don't know nothing about nothing. Not even how much bread and groceries cost, or what you should be paying for it, or where you should be buying it, or the fact that you can garden at home and save a lot on produce, especially small things like veggies or potatoes. And you know what I mean? Some of us are lucky enough to have some land or to be in a place where, they can do some home gardening. So always very efficient. I made sure to add in, the first time buys. If you're moving into your place for the first time, a full list of first time buys, as well as if you just bought a house, how to fully equip it to be survival ready in every way, from pressure canning to what survival packs you should buy. Like I really went pretty in depth in making sure that you understand how to shop. You know what I mean? How to go to the store. Um, Chapter 5, road rules. Section 1, taking to the road. Section 2, shotgun. Section 3, your first flat. Section 4, your first ride. Section 5, the working car. Section 6, titles in the DMV. Section 7, picking up strangers. Very self-explanatory. All about the road, all about driving, all about getting your license, your first car, selling your first car, understanding titles so that when you're going to buy a car, you don't buy no boo boo salvage title or something you can't register. Riding shotgun, and the atmosphere you should be providing and the things you should be doing to make sure the driver can stick to the road, because I see so many young folks, and I know I lost some friends in high school to some driving accidents, some vehicular accidents, which can be 100% avoided. So I was very in depth. I go very in depth. As I said, I went to school for automotive technology, so I went very in depth in everything, even the working car, using your car for Uber, picking up strangers, and what to do if you see an emergency on the road, like somebody getting beat up or hurt, or even getting pulled over. I made sure what you should to put in there, what you should be doing, and how you should act and react should you ever get pulled over. My bad, y'all. My cat, yo. I'm on him. I'm on him now. I seen what he about. He on the bull today. Chapter 6. Finding the best version of you. This is where we get personal. Everything from chapter 6 down is extremely geared towards self-motivation, towards self-betterment, toward self-development. Um every single hey, hey, look. Section 6, finding the best version of you. Section 1, the 6 principles of transformation. Section 2, the first chapter. Section 3, taking charge. Section 4, the game changer. Section 5, energy and vibration. Section 6, becoming your own idol. Section 7, the list. The list is the most important. If I can't stress anything in this book, if I can't stress anything I wrote, if I can't stress anything I've done, if I can't tell you to go get this book for any reason, if I can't convince you, it is the list. You have to have this list. It is 100 books. The first 100 books you should read, or the only 100 books you should ever read in your life. If you can read this single list of 100 books in this book that I here created, I guarantee you the best, most informed, knowledgeable life you can live. Hands down, I almost guarantee you an amazing life. If you can read and understand and live through this list of books, these 101 books, mine included, I almost guarantee you an amazing, phenomenal life. That's how real that's how serious, that's what I mean when I say this is a father's guide, because I want to give you everything I possibly can to be happy and live an amazing human experience, because I feel like that's what we all forget. I feel like we get lost in this human, tangible skin and body that we have. We, my friends, my family members, my fellow humans, are spiritual beings that live and exist in a human experience. All of us. We are all right now listening, hearing, touching, feeling, smelling a human experience. But you yourself, us, my soul, my spirit, is an unlimited spiritual being that exists in all and every plane. And right now, in this moment, right here today, I'm living a human experience with you. And I guarantee you this list in this 101 books, the greatest human experience you can live. Because knowledge is the greatest power you can have against any weapon formed against you. Information is the greatest weapon you can have formed against you. Chapter 7, the birds, the bees, and the trees. Section 1, the birds. Section 2, the bees. Section 3, the tree. Section 4, sex. Self-explanatory. The birds, the bees, and the tree. The tree is, of course, the house. I feel like too many of us tell the story about the birds and the bees and men and women and intimacy and relationships, and we always forget that there's a place where we coexist in there, where we intertwine, and it's called home. And no one talks about what home should be like, feel like, have in it, and love in life when it comes to partnership. So I made sure to divulge very deeply into all of those topics. And I jumped down on many topics specifically geared toward men, specifically geared toward women. high value characteristics you should be, if not be willing to at least acknowledge and know of, so that you can see and choose for yourself. Chapter 8, financial freedom. Section 1, let's get a job. Section 2, what is money? Section 3, the big game. Section 4, planning to die. Section 5, Uncle Sam and the tax man. Section 6, owning your pay. Section 7, learn to do it yourself. Chapter 8 alone will blow your freaking mind. I put credit, I put how to get credit, I put how to write a resume, how to write a cover letter. I did my best to explain taxes and the most important tax forms you should know. I put some game in there about the entrepreneurship, becoming an entrepreneur, going from the working man to owning your own pay. The big game. The big game is not my game. The big game is the game of the world, the game of America. The big game is the American economic system. Economic system. You see what I'm saying? The big game is how America, the 5 stages, the 5 steps that America uses to generate wealth or debt or credit or whatever you want to call it. But very, 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 very important section. If you don't read any section of this book, and as we get into it, you'll see that every chapter of this book can be read on its own. It's not, this book isn't, it's a cohesive material, but it is its own sections. You don't have to, you can skip around sections, you could read what would it all makes sense together, but it also makes sense on its own. So if you just want to read chapter 8, please do so. If you just want to learn true financial literacy, chapter 8, that's going to give you a fire life. And if you know what fire is, you know I don't mean lingo. You heard? Chapter 9, new life. Section 1, the co-parent. Section 2, the caregiver. Section 3, the guardian. Section 4, the parents. Section 5, the process. New life. About becoming a parent. About becoming a father. About becoming a mother. About the parents that we have. About the parent that you are, that you may not know you are. About the parents that you had and you could never speak to about themselves. Because that they were that kind of parent, unfortunately. I can't go more in depth on how in depth I've gotten in this book. So the only thing I can do is give it to y'all. I will be giving out free PDFs of this book for about a month. If you want a copy, all you got to do is join my email marketing list. Because of course I want y'all to be involved. I want to make sure I can send y'all motivational things in the morning and send y'all my latest YouTube drop, such as this one. But I'm ready, y'all. And we're going to get into the chapter 1 in the next video. So, yeah, y'all going to have to get back. We are going to be reading from this point on Lessons Learned, The Father's Guide to Maneuvering the Outside World, until it is done. Because, like I said, as much as I want to sell it, I believe that every person in this world, man, woman, child, an elderly, should read this book, understand this book, and if nothing else, have the list of 100 books to go and read. Love, peace, be capable, be beautiful, know that you are whole, know that you are possible, know that you are worth it, and you don't need anything at all to start. You can start right now, today. Be great, y'all.